I've filled the reaction vessel with that mouldy marjoram now, and I've also filled the boiler with the water. The hot plate's heating up. You can hear the old oil boiling off, burning. I did a pretty crappy job of soldering this copper pipe into the top, but the aluminium was just really hard to solder to. I guess that's because of that, protective oxidizer coating. And then I've got this coil sitting here, not in a cooling jacket, but I've got a container full of ice blocks and a pump so I can actually spray the coil, and that should hopefully keep it cool. Otherwise I'd have to put it in a bucket and drill a hole through the bottom of the bucket so that the distillate can actually run downwards, otherwise it would just get stuck in the coils. But once it comes over, it'll get caught in these cups. You can use a kind of a mixture of, I think, flour and water to seal the cracks in your stills, but I'm experimenting with some tape instead, and this is for sealing like fuel lines in cars in emergencies. So I'm going to see if that will stop vapors escaping. It looks really solid, and it's supposed to be good for up to 250 degrees Celsius, so it should work. The first of the distillate is just coming over now. I've had to revise the setup because just having a coil and spraying it with water was definitely not enough cooling. I really should have seen that coming. So now I've just got the bottom end of the coil in a pot with ice bottles, and that should keep it cool enough, but the downside is it's all going to accumulate in the coils, so I'll just have to tip the column up once the distillation's finished and hope that we got everything. The pot is leaking a bit of steam. I'm not going to continue to try and plug these holes. I think we'll just run the distillation and see what happens. So the remaining material looks like this. Here are the resulting liquids in the order that they were distilled, and of course there was a lot missing from this one because I spilled it. I'm not sure what's responsible for the differences in colour. The first one contains a few floating specks of copper, but the other ones seem clear of copper.